Alright, so we're back with another illustration. And a little sneak peek behind the scenes, I'm not kidding you, I've recorded this audio 3 times because I kept forgetting stuff. And normally I do it like in 1, maybe 2 takes. So, okay, we are back with an illustration, and this illustration, I wanted to use my markers because they were still pretty new at this point, and I just wanted to experiment with them, try some new things, new techniques, and different stuff. But I was not feeling creative, like, at all. Like, nothing was coming to mind. So I read somewhere online that if you're struggling creatively, to read, like, writing prompts, like short writing prompts, to help, like, get your juices flowing, like help get the creative juices flowing, because at least for me, when I read those writing prompts, in my head, I immediately, like, have an image that I need to, like, get down on paper, kind of. So in this one, I'm going to read you the writing prompt. The writing prompt was, your entire life you've been told you're deathly allergic to bees. You've always had people protecting you from them, be it your mother or a hired hand. Today, one slips through and lands on your shoulder. You hear a tiny voice say, Your Majesty, what are your orders? So, like, immediately in my head, I saw this, like, image, and it's what I'm making. Also, sorry if my head gets in the camera in frame. Sometimes I got bad eyesight and I gotta get close to the paper. But I had this image come to my head of, like, a girl with a bee landing on her shoulder, obviously. And I had to take a reference photo for this because I couldn't find anything online that, like, was exactly what I needed. So it's always really good if you're doing a picture or a drawing and you're like, I don't know, like, I don't know how the body would look if I did this. It's always a good idea to take a reference photo. It's never, ever a bad idea. So, when I was designing this character, I wanted her to be, like, as bee-like as possible, so I gave her, like, this golden yellow tank top, and then I did her hair black and in pigtails, because I don't know why, but, like, in my mind, pigtails are, like, bee-like, kind of like 2 antennas, and this time I tried something different when I was doing the hair. I tried to, I was more worried this time about layering the colors than I was in my honey bunny illustration in my previous video, where I was more worried about blending colors in that video. And in this video, I wanted to layer them more and create more, like, strand-like hair instead of, like, chunky chunks of hair, if that makes any kind of sense. So I started with layering a really light gray, and then I layered, like, a medium gray, and then I think I used, black, finally, to, like, go in. And I know that, like, all the tutorials I saw said to, like, leave white spots for the highlights in the hair. But when I did that, I don't know, it just, like, it didn't quite look done to me. So, you'll see in the end in a few shots here that I actually went in with, like, a purple or kind of a periwinkle type color to go over all of, like, the white spots that were left in the hair. And it was a great idea. I'm so glad I did it. Here it is. That's the color I used. Because it gave it, like, this really cool, like, deep blue black color that I was, like, totally not expecting. And I think looks really, really good. So, the other thing that I did with this is I actually ordered some paper, because the last illustration, the honey bunny illustration I did on Bristol paper, which is super smooth, great for drawing, for inking, markers and stuff that I just had around. And so I wanted to see, there is paper you can buy on Amazon, and I'll put the link in the description below, that is marker paper. And I'm new to markers, you guys know that. So I wanted to see if there was a difference. Is there really a difference between marker paper and Bristol paper? So the marker paper I ordered was Strathmore marker paper. It's a pad of 24 sheets, 6 inches by 8 inches. And I'm going to tell you this. It's exactly the same, at least to me. Now, maybe if you're, like, you know, an expert with markers, you can totally tell the difference. But for me, being an amateur, brand new newbie to markers, and I'm practicing just to get my skills up, it felt exactly the same as Bristol. So, I mean, I'm glad I have extra paper. It's not a big deal. I'll use it. Like, it's not like it's gonna go to waste. But I did feel kind of like a chump for ordering it. So, oh well. This illustration I decided to do a background on, so because it's a bee and because it's landing on her shoulder, I decided to make her like outside. So I added this bush and then this kind of what's the word? Like brick? No, not brick. Stone fence behind her. That's the word, stone. With like this kind of wrought iron top, which I think looked really, really good. And I'm really proud of how the bush came out. Like it looks really mushy and bush-like. And I really took some risks in that because I did not know if that was going to work or not. And these flowers, I'm super proud of the flowers because they have a good contrast. They have really, really dark centers with really, really light petals. And I think that contrast makes it more interesting to look at than if they were just flat pink flowers. So, and then I waited until the very end to do the rest of the background. I did not leave it white. Oh, and I gave her eyes like a golden yellow color because, like I said, I was trying to make her as like bee-like as possible. And here I am just coloring the bee in, which was hard because like her neck and the bee were like very subtly different. Sorry, my head's in the frame again. Oh, and I ordered, what are those called? Pens. What are those called? Oh my gosh, why can't I'm blanking on the name of them. Microns, that's the word. Micron pens. I got a whole set, so I'm using the brush tip one and to outline the bee. And I really like how it turned out. And I made that little test sheet that you saw that I've actually used quite a few times to like reference like, wait, what number do I need? And I really struggled outlining her because like I knew that her shoulder needed to be outlined and I knew that her neck needed to be and her shirt and obviously the eyes needed to be and like the eyebrows. But like I didn't want to outline her nose or her lips. Like I felt really strongly about that, but it didn't quite look right. But I don't know what to do to fix it. So like if you have a suggestion for what I should do, like leave it in the comments below because I'm not like entirely sure what to do because I knew that black would be way too harsh, but didn't know what I should do to kind of define those areas more because like I know that her nose is a little mushy. So if you like this, please like, comment, subscribe. See you guys later.